Howie Roseman done it again, baby. This time, not only got Jalen Carter, you got Nolan Smith. This defense gonna be crazy.
It looks like you lost another one.
What is good, everybody? It's your man EC1. Listen, how about that first round? You know, all week we've been talking about get the best player available. Yes, I was coming from Bijan Robinson. Unfortunately, the Falcons took him early. But you got the best defensive tackle. You didn't reach. You didn't go off it. You didn't go offense in the first round like a lot of people thought we were. You went defense, and then you went back at 30. You took the best edge rusher, Nolan Smith. When you talk about Howie Roseman's impact and how he's improved as an NFL draft, and by the way, I said if he had a great draft again, I was going to have a former apology video coming. It's coming this Sunday. And if he does another thing today, it might come early. Because if you can add a Brian Branch, or you can add Antonio Johnson, Texas A&M safety, to this secondary, with this defense that you just got, the two best players on the board, Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter, your defense is going to be set for years. You're already set for years with those two players. But let's talk about this draft, man. You had a lot of crazy things happening. Number one, the Panthers take, obviously, Young, the best quarterback in the draft. And then the Houston Texans, they draft C.J. Stroud. And then the Houston Texans trade with the Arizona Cardinals. By the way, the Eagles and the Cardinals settled agreement because Jonathan Gannon's an idiot. And we get a better third round pick. So we got 2 second rounders and I believe a third. I don't know. I'll put this up. So you add that. And then the Cardinals trade with Houston. And then they go up and get Will Anderson. So I'm thinking like, okay, so Jalen Carter got to be off the board, right? You know that Bijan Robinson is the guy I wanted. But you also knew that I've been saying that if Jalen Carter's there at 10, you draft him. Unfortunately, the board was looking like Jalen Carter was going off the board. And then you saw Seattle take Witherspoon, the corner. And then you saw the Falcons take Bijan. And it's like, okay, go get Jalen Carter now. The Eagles not only waited, but they waited into 9 to get him. Because they knew that the Bears had a chance. Let's be real, the Bears would have drafted Jalen Carter, and they knew it. You add them with Jordan Davis. You add him with Nakobe Dean. Some familiarities with this defense, right? Jordan Davis has been a role model to Jalen Carter. That's why I'm comfortable drafting him. Because when people talk about how he's a shitty person, by the way, Ruben Frank, man, the dude should be fired, man. What a disgraceful comment. This is a young kid who made a stupid mistake. Yeah, he's not a kid anymore. He's adult. But he made a stupid mistake. You can't tell me when you were younger you did not make one mistake. Imagine somebody holding that over you where you couldn't get a job. So what he did was very shitty. And I thought he should be fired for that. Now, I don't claim for people's jobs, but what he did was disgraceful. Don't ruin someone's life. Don't ruin someone's dreams because you are a shitty person and you have no morals and respect for others, man. What he did was stupid. No question about it. And I think the Eagles did their homework. And I think they understand what they're getting. I think they know that this kid is raw. This kid needs some development. This kid's going to have to mature a lot more than he is now. And they're going to bring him in. The beauty of the draft is you're not going to get every angel in this draft. That doesn't work like that. You're not going to get church boys every single time you draft. You're going to get some guys who are troublemakers. It happens. And I think the Eagles know this. Because they wouldn't draft him if they didn't know he could be a playmaker or he could be a guy that can change his life around. So Jalen Carter at 9, I had no issue with it. Anybody has an issue with it, I need you to get a clue. I need you to get a clue or two. I need you to put some thought in your head when it comes to a playmaker, because this guy was taking over games in Georgia. When you turn on the tape in Georgia, this guy was taking over games. And you add him with Jordan Davis. You just saw last year how much time Jordan Davis was helping his football team and the impact that he was making. You add Jalen Carter to this. You lose Javon Hargrave in free agency. And then you fill it with a young, cheaper option. Who's a much better player in my opinion. Fletcher Cox's not going to be there. Brandon Graham's not going to be there. But I ain't going to lie to you. My favorite pick was Nolan Smith. I think this kid has so much upside. You add him with this. Now you add him with Jalen Carter. Now you talk about two instant playmakers. And yes, Nolan Smith wasn't a full-time starter. But when he was on the field, you saw the playmaking ability that this kid can do. I mean, this kid can make. He can rush the quarterback. And when he plays aggressive. He's not afraid to hit you. People talk about his small. Everybody talk about his weight. He's small and this. They said the same thing about Devontae Smith. Everybody keeps saying they too small. They said the same thing about Devontae Smith. And look how he turned out. They said the same thing about B-Dog. Look how he turned out. A Hall of Famer. Why don't you stop worrying about his weight and look at his production? Look how he turns out. Look how what he can be. I think people need to worry about what he can be instead of what he looks like and what he weighs. Because you can be small and still run the league. Darren Sproles was small. And he was a punt returner / running back. Which is dangerous for a small guy, right? It's just crazy, man. It's crazy that we have all these analysts who think they know it all. And yet they can't figure out from the head, from the ass, and the back. They try to take shots at Jalen Carter. And then you have the nerve to take shots at Nolan Smith. Saying he's not ready. If the Eagles didn't think he was ready, don't you think they wouldn't draft him? These guys are going to be starters day one. You do know that, right? When you have 2 first rounders, they are starting day one. They are starting day one. And I can't wait to see what we do round 2, man. Let's go get a safety. Wouldn't mind Keelan Ringard, wouldn't it? And in the second round. You still got Cam Smith. You got a lot of good players on the board. I'll see y'all then. Fly Eagles fly. Peace.